provide some remarks today. We will then call on you for questions, and if you have a question, please use the raise hand feature. Once we call on you, please unmute yourself and ask your question. When you're finished, please mute yourself again. Thank you all. Thanks all of you for joining us. Superintendent Miles, when you're ready, go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everybody. Thanks for joining me on a Friday afternoon. As you know, the district has been reorganizing central office, not all the departments. We haven't done much in the for finance or the chief of operations office, but all the rest of the departments we've been doing some reorganization, as you know. And I wanted to give you an update. I know this is a matter of interest to all of you. But first, before I go any further, let me say reorganizations are hard. There are real people behind the numbers, and I know you're interested in numbers, and we are too. And you know, the budget numbers are important as well. But in the end of the day, there are real people, and we want to make sure that we do this in a way that's respectful, but also in enough time for people to apply for other jobs if they don't get a job during this reorganization, or to transfer jobs in this organization. So with that, here's the update. We've been reorganizing this in the last several weeks. The chiefs of the various departments have started first with any vacancies that they have, and look closely at whether or not we need to fill those vacancies or just eliminate those positions. Next, their task was to look at their organization, the organization chart, and try to come up with an organization chart and an organization methodology that will make their organization as effective and efficient as possible, tied to the goals of the district. So they've been looking at their positions and making sure, in some cases, whether they need to reorganize those positions or eliminate some positions. Then third, they need to fit, or at least attempt to take the position, the people that they have on their teams, and fill the positions in their new org chart or new org structure. So starting with vacancies, and then the people in the various departments, placing them in their new positions for their department. And then finally, and this is where we are right now, they have started to talk to people who will be part of the reduction in force. What that means is there's some positions that are still vacant, and members of the department who do not receive a position can apply for those vacant positions or vacant positions in other departments, or they can look for other positions in the district, and some will be transferred, and some will be looking for new positions outside of the district. So that's where we are. So you're going to start seeing and hearing people who've been reduced in force. You're probably interested in the numbers. I can't give you all the numbers right now. We're looking for July 17th date where most of this will be finished. And so I'll have a better number for you on that date. I think I've told you that before. In the meantime, I can tell you that in HR, we'll be reducing the number of people in HR by about 40. And then we'll be reducing the number of people in the chief academic office by between 500 and 600 positions. That's what I know today. On July 17th, I'll have a better number for you for the other departments. With that, let me say, I know that this reorganization has been tough. We're not done. We still have some work to do. By July 17th, that the process should be mostly finished. But I wanted to give you an update before this weekend, since we know the reduction in force process has already begun. With that, I'll open it up for questions.
All right. Any of you who has a question please use the raise hand feature. Any question? Erica, Simon, go ahead. Simon?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm not sure how specific you can get, Superintendent, but can you just shed a little bit more light on, and you did answer it in terms of vacancies, looking at those first, but a little bit more about the process of deciding the reduction or who would be reduced?
So the chiefs were given the task of looking at the current department and their org structure, and then designing a new structure that is most effective to meet the goals of the district. And so they, in some cases, just reduced the number of people, or in other cases, just did a reorganization, different departments, or added to a department, or subtracted from a department. So each chief, each department is a little bit different. And again, they started with the vacancies that they had, and then looked at, here are the positions that we need. Here are the positions that were created or restructured. They took the people that are existing in the organization today and try to fit the people into the new positions. That's how the process worked.
All right, Sam Kelly, go ahead.
Hi, thanks. Yeah, I have two questions. The first, I guess, is, so you said the chief academic office will be reduced by 500 or 600 positions. Do you know like what overall percent of the office that is? Like how many people were employed total in that office before this reorganization?
Yeah, I believe, and well, I'll get more clear data on this, but I believe it's close to 30%. Some of that 30% are vacancies that were not filled.
Gotcha. And then I also, so given the two tech errors that happened in the past couple weeks, some people have speculated that reorganizing the central office and HR departments might contribute to those types of, logistical errors. Do you want to respond to those types of comments?
Sure. Those two errors didn't have anything to do with the reorganization. It had partly to do with some human error, and then partly to do with some technical errors. So the reorg is going on, and in the end, being much more efficient and effective in how we structure will actually help us deliver services better.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Rebecca, do you have a question?
Yeah, you kind of answered my question a little bit earlier. I was going to ask if those 500, 600 positions included current vacancies. I guess adding on that, do you know how many of those are current vacancies versus positions that are filled at the moment?
In the chief academic office, I believe about 10% were vacancies, and the rest were other positions.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question? Please use raise hand feature. Any other question? Samuel, go ahead.
Yeah, why were those the two offices that have, been, I guess, selected for the focus of this reorganization? Will other departments eventually see similar cuts, or will it, the focus mostly be on these two? And if so, why?
Well, thanks for asking. And no, it's not just those two departments. There will also be a reorganization of communications, school leadership, professional development. Those were the main ones. The ones I think I said at the beginning we didn't reorganize yet are finance and the chief operations office. Those we didn't want to disturb right now because we're actually in the middle of transporting kids in summer school and nutrition services. And so, and they're larger organizations, and it takes more time to make sure we do it in a way that that is sound and will maximize our efficiencies. So you will see some reorganization of the operations department. You will also see some reorganization of finance, but those will be more over the year versus this summer.
Any other question? Erica Simon, go ahead.
Last one, just real quick. Superintendent, you talked about it at the beginning, just how tough this was, but can you just kind of speak to the parents and teachers, obviously, who are impacted, just reemphasize how tough this is to make these kind of drastic decisions and moves, obviously, in light of everybody just kind of doing the best that they can, sometimes in some households, paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, that's right. And sorry, I've been looking at the screen, so I'll look at the camera. So yeah, thanks for giving me a chance to elaborate on that. This by no means that people haven't been working hard, or that people aren't doing the job that they were assigned to do. This is about making sure we right-size central office and also work most efficiently. You've seen in other presentations that the central office numbers and expenditures have increased 61% in 6 years. At the same time, we've lost 27,000 students. So you can see that some sort of right sizing, even past administrations have tried to do it and started to do that, is in order. So given all that, it's still a people process, right? And there are people who are going to be impacted by this, and it causes anxiety, and rightly so. And it's going to be tough on some people and their families. So I get that. We try to do it in a way that's as fast as possible, so people can find other jobs, or just move to a different position.
Any other question? Yeah, go ahead. Erica.
Sorry, I didn't mean to have my hands full up. I'm done. Thanks.
Okay. Samuel?
Yeah, so with the NES programs and all the curriculum support that comes with that, and like the lesson plans being prepared for teachers and all of that, how are you going to accomplish all of that with a significantly smaller academic office?
Yeah, certainly smaller, but still there are quite a number of people in the chief academic office, and we will have the people and the structure we need to fulfill the goals. So one of the big goals is NES. One of the big goals is curriculum design, preparing the lessons. And so the chief academic officer, Kristen Hole, has developed an org chart and a structure that will accomplish the goals of the district. So we'll be able to do it with the people that we have.
And do you know any specific, I guess, sections within the academic office that are seeing these cuts, or is it across the board?
It's generally across the board. I don't have specific numbers on each section. There are some sections that had no cuts, and there are others that had more than others. So, but generally speaking, it's across the board for the chief academic office.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Any other question? Okay, any other question?
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Superintendent.